how YouTube won the battle for TV viewers, okay? This is a Wall Street Journal story. Adam, is this the one that you send in a group text? Or
Yes, sir.
I think this is the one that you send in a group text. Yeah, very good article. And let me read this to you folks. Rob, I don't know if we have a video on this or not. I think it's just a story.
Just a story.
YouTube became the most watched video provider on televisions in the U.S. earlier this year, surpassing mobile devices with over 1 billion hours watched daily, outpacing Disney combined broadcast, cable, and streaming services, according to Nielsen data. Our goal is for the YouTube app to be people's way into as much of the universe of video content that exists on the internet as possible, says Christian Ostelian, YouTube's vice president of product management. The company is enhancing its TV app with features like personalized content, feeds to keep viewers engaged longer. YouTube creators, including hosts Rhett McLaughlin and Charles Lincoln Neal of Good Mystical Morning, are producing longer, higher quality video content like sketches, comedy, and talk shows, with TV accounting for 53% of viewership. There's a phenomenon that's going on right now. And wait, there's the YouTube icon on the television. I just mounted on my first apartment, said Neil. Research from Tubular Labs shows that viewers spend more time with content over 15 minutes on TV and longer videos. Mid-roll ads generated more revenue as Google shares 55% of commercial revenue with creators. By the way, if you're watching this right now and you're staying with us in the last 30 minutes that we have together, can you take a picture on whatever way you're watching the content, if it's on TV, tag us on X and just put hashtag PBD Podcast, tag me, Patrick Bay David, show it to us that you're watching this. I'm curious how you consume the content, because when Rob was showing me the numbers last week, we had one of our best executive meetings ever quarterly. Tom called it the best one ever. My wife was blown away by the meeting that we had. It's just incredible the kind of products that we're producing right now internally, and no one knows about it. Rob showed data that number 2 right now devices for us on how they watch the podcast, Rob, it's TV.
Yes, sir.
And I was around 35% of it. Is that not?
on the TV.
They watch this on TV on the YouTube app. Tom, your thoughts on this story?
Well, guess what? Cable was what's called a walled garden. So you basically paid for cable, like Comcast or DirecTV, cable or satellite, and you got your 100 or so channels, 30 of which mattered, the top ones, you know, your networks, CNN, all the ESPNs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that was called the walled garden. You couldn't go beyond the walled garden. Even if there was something interesting, couldn't go beyond it. And then a little thing called streaming happened. Streaming is just a fancy name for freedom of choice, because now you've got the internet connected to your TV, all kinds of apps, or you can just go to the internet app, the Silk app, which is on many Samsung TVs, which is made by Silk. I believe it's made by Amazon, and it's an internet access. You go wherever you want and watch right there on what they call instead of lean forward on a laptop or hunched over on the phone, it's the lean back on the couch watching your connected TV. And so with freedom has come streaming, because it's no longer a walled garden, no longer controlled. And the new generation wants nothing to do with cable subscriptions, so they're not subscribing to cable. If it's pumped into their dorm room, they'll get it. But when it's their choice, no. It's streaming on their laptop and on their phone. So streaming as a delivery is winning. And then YouTube knows more about live and analytics of the customer and feeding them the right content than any of the traditional media companies who have been leaning on the walled garden. Hey, we'll just pay this to Comcast and we'll get some promotion and we'll be at channel 20, so we're up low. So when you go with your remote control to the menu, we show up first. That was the game in the walled garden. Now you've got internet geniuses in YouTube and access to great content providers like us leading the way in podcasts, on video, on YouTube. And guess what? They're saying, I know what you like, and I'm going to feed this to you, 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 and I'm going to get longer sessions out of it. And so now YouTube is winning because they know how to deliver great content, and they're attracting great content providers, and the walled garden is dying. That's what's happening. And the walled garden is the reason what we talked about earlier today that I won't go into, except to say this. All those big contracts are dinosaurs. All those big contracts are dead. There may be a time where even Caitlin Collins' rookie contract is dead, but that is even too much. And now you've got Anderson Cooper and everybody, their big contracts are going away. And we will find out with people like Stephen A. Well, his contract, and he's a talent, and he's got a bunch of different shows, and he's got a bunch of different viewpoints and a bunch of different angles. But will ESPN be able to deliver enough audience that's watching him, plus the streaming, or will Stephen A.'s contract become, the Alex Rodriguez contract, which originally was signed, ended up being too big, and they traded. Not because Alex was a bad player, but because, I signed this contract and I can't afford to pay this. And so small teams sold to the big teams. Or will Alex Rodriguez contract become more like the Aaron Judge or the Shohei Ohtani contracts, that much of it's deferred and it's all going to be delivered. We will see what we will see, but right now, streaming is the top delivery. YouTube has got all the technology to find out exactly what to feed to you, and they're attracting great providers such as us. And I'm not supposed to say this because we got NDAs in place, but there have been larger traditional network people that have come and knocked on Pat's door with a checkbook, and we said no.
Yeah, and that last part, can we cut that last part? I
didn't name any letters, and I'm trying to stay with the NDA.
Adam,
but
Vinny, your thoughts on the story?
No, I think it's fantastic. And like just watching like the Stephen Colbert and all that stuff, people are just sick and tired of the nonsense. And it's like the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. The fact that they're losing money, they've lost all credibility. When I'm home, Pat, you could rent a movie on YouTube if you want. It goes through your account. You could play music in the background. You could watch long form thing. You could watch the shows and everything on there. I'm so happy that mainstream is dying and YouTube is taking over. It's a great thing. And guess what? We're on YouTube. Yeah. Perfect.
And we're on all platforms, but mainly when we go live, we're on YouTube
here.
when we go live. Yeah.
So we're in somebody's living. Like right now, we're in living rooms. The majority are people right now at home cooking, cleaning. By the way, I saw one where you saw that photo where there's like a 6-month-old and the head is just like it's the back of the head and you're on the screen. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I'm on X right now. I'm seeing different people. Here's a guy named, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Daryu, watching streaming from Jamaica. Another guy named Jeffrey Gunnels, is watching it on, I don't know if that's a TV. He's watching on a TV. We got another one here. Oh, wow, Luffy. He's watching it on a TV. Another guy's watching on his phone. It's just interesting seeing how people consume content today. Adam.
The thing with YouTube is you can get whatever you want at any time you want from whoever you want, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home, on the road, on the go. It doesn't matter. They talk about having a mixed media diet. All right, I read the Wall Street Journal. I absorb Fox. I see CNN. I'll read Bloomberg. Seeing it out there. YouTube is like a buffet of information. Remember the first time that when I started doing the podcast with PBD, goes, are you familiar with absorbing information quickly called chunking?
Yep.
I don't watch YouTube unless it's 2x speed. Everything I've listened to, if someone walks into a room and I'm listening to something, they're like, dude, are you insane? Because it sounds like the only person I can't listen to on 2x speed is Ben Shapiro. That guy just talks on 2x speed. But anything you want to learn, anything you want to know, information you'd ever need is on YouTube. So versus we all grew up in the 80s and 90s, whatever. We'd have to sit down on the couch, wait for our show to come on. If it's a half-hour show, it's really only 21 minutes, and then there's 9 minutes of commercials. You're waiting. You might not even like the show, but your sister wants to watch the show. Those days are over. So YouTube allows you to do what the hell ever you want to do. It's like BK, do it your way. And the last thing of this, to talk about profitability, you talk about Stephen Colbert. YouTube doesn't have to pay you anything. It's like, if you're doing a farm league or AAA, unless you're good, YouTube will pay you zero money. Do you know what percentage of YouTube channels have over 100,000 subscribers? What percentage?
Small, very small.
Less than 1%. Yeah. Less than 1%. So you have all these people starting to do content, starting to build channels, starting to get eyeballs. YouTube can monetize those, put advertising behind it, and you won't make one penny. It's like a farm league. And if you get to 100,000 or 1 million, then YouTube will basically start paying you. But it's a great model for YouTube.
True.
Horrible for people who want to try to make money early.
Look at this.
Yeah, what's this?
Look at these tweets, Rob. Go back on the hashtag if you cannot. Look at that. So this is Chef Boyer Bill, watching a TV. By the way, whoever's birthday it is, happy birthday to you. Okay, that's one.
Chef.
Here's another one. Watching from the bedroom.
Still haven't gotten out of bed.
Marie, whatever you're doing, listen.
That looks... Hey-o.
But
it's 8:30. It's California.
We love you for watching Marie McDonald. Go ahead, go to the next one. We forget California is very early when we start. This is another one on TV. If you zoom in, it's a Vizio TV. Melody Moses watching it
Hi,
off
Melody.
TV. So this TV thing is really becoming a
Interesting.
thing.
We look good.
Right?
We look good.
Vinny,
We
you
have
look
that
good.
stat?
You look
No,
really
we
good,
look
by
we
the
look
way.
tan. Look at
Yeah,
you.
listen, I mean,
Like
that's
a
just
freaking
byproduct
model.
of living
It's
in
almost
Florida and
like-
a couple weeks in Hamptons.
It's almost like you're Middle Eastern or
Yeah. Tiron.
Tehran.
Tiron. That Tiron thing, Iranians were, by the way,
What's
the
your
way-
take on YouTube, by the way?
I think
you got in on YouTube early. What was first video
I don't
you ever
even
did
know
on
if I got early. I got in 2013. YouTube
That's
was 04. The
kinda
OGs came in early.
Yeah.
No, when I got on, there was already PewDiePie 100 million subs. There was
True
already
that,
a bunch
true
of
that,
guys
true
that
that.
had already established a name. We got started. First clip we uploaded was December. Go to that one with my pink socks on, which is absolutely fantastic.
2
It's
minutes with that.
embarrassing, but if you go to oldest, go to the second one right there. Yeah, what's the date on that? 12 years. Okay, can you just see what the date is?
It is November
there
16th
you
of
go.
2012.
November 16th. Please don't watch it. Okay, skip it. Don't watch it because the socks I got
I
on are
gotta
just
see these socks.
fantastic. Look
Oh
at that.
wow, look at this.
This is,
BBD, how old are you here?
by the way,
Wow.
this is,
I
pause
know
it.
who bought my grandmother's couch.
Tom, watch your language. So that's us
Wow,
in
Tom's
Woodland
trying
Hills.
PBD.
That's
This
us
is a
in
first.
Woodland Hills. And guess what it looks like? It looks like the mountains are on fire in California in the back if you look closely.
They usually are.
But,
I'll tell you what, Pat. Based on that couch,
Sit up,
you,
guy. Sit up straight. Look at the
Oh,
way
you're
he's sitting.
chill, but you're comfortable.
Sit
PBD
up.
with the pink socks and that
Yeah.
couch, you could have been in Chatsworth from the stories I
No,
heard.
I was in Chatsworth. I knew a lot of the people in Chatsworth. But you can remove this clip, Rob.
But
because
sometimes-
some people can go behind. Rob is enjoying this.
You know how they say like
What's
it's
that?
better to not necessarily be first. Sometimes it's better to be second or third.
Friendster was first. Nobody
Exactly.
uses
Or
Friendster,
Napster
yeah.
was first, whatever it was. A lot of people started doing YouTube in 04, 05, 08. They're just like, I've been doing this for 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm out. And then all of a sudden you're building upon their
Yeah.
momentum.
Yeah. Well,
Now-
look, the reality of it is the game is changing, which
Mm-hmm.
is good. Independent content creators are getting a voice, which is good. A lot of them will be at the Vault Conference this year. And for those of you guys that are saying, well, maybe I should create content. Maybe I should start a side gig. Maybe I should team up with somebody. Maybe I should go raise some capital. Maybe I should. Guy asked me a question on Connect. It's like, well, my mother just assigned me to be the CEO of the business, and I don't know what to do. And I'm like, listen, how many conferences do you go to? Once you get into business, a lot of the secret sauces are going to the events to learn from other people. And if you haven't yet, I'm telling you this right now, guys, if you haven't yet registered for this, go on that QR code, make a decision. Don't tell me you have events on those days. Don't tell me next year. Please do not be part of the community that says, I'm for sure going to go next year. There's nothing more annoying than people that say next year. You're your own worst enemy because you keep putting things off. Get registered. Bring you and your wife and say, babe, we got big dreams, big plans. We got to go around other people that got big dreams, big plans, and learn from them. Get a ticket for you and your spouse, your partner. Come spend 3.5 days with us in Orlando, September 8th through the 11th. Cannot wait to see all of you there. The Vault Conference, September 8th through the 11th. Nearly 12,000 people will be coming this year, but we have 3 guest speakers that I'll be announcing here to you, and it's going to be massive. And they're all intentionally invited for different reasons. This was all intentional, and there's going to be a handful of massive announcements being made at the Vault Conference. If you're somebody that's running a business owner, the great thing about the Vault is you'll be having a conversation with somebody at the event, and you just run into them at the store, and they're an aspiring entrepreneur. Then you go to talk to somebody else that they're an executive of a Fortune 500 company. Then you go talk to somebody else who just exited their company and sold it for $700 million. Then you go talk to somebody else that's still with a big private equity company that's trying to deploy hundreds of millions of dollars. Then you go talk to somebody else from Goldman Sachs that's a money manager. The types of people. Then you go talk to somebody else that's a podcaster, YouTuber, that you recognize their faces. The types of people that show up to the Vault makes it a reason why this is becoming a #1 business conference in America, that you go to actually get strategies that you leave, you implement, you can win in life, business, all of it combined together. So the 3 speakers that we have are the following. Number 1 speaker. For me, you guys know I'm a big fan of the movie Air, and you guys know I'm a big fan of anybody that's a strong negotiator that's done some of the biggest deals ever. We were able to get David Falk, Michael Jordan's agent, manager, who signed the Nike deal, who, by the way, in 1982, he was the first person to sign a multi-million-dollar deal for James Worthy. He was the first agent to sign a $100 million deal with Alonzo Mourning. Michael Jordan gives him so much credit. I can't wait to sit down and talk to him. He was one of the most entertaining characters in the movie Air, story of Michael Jordan. Number 2 speaker that we'll have at the Vault Conference is the OG content creator, brand person, influencer, who became a billionaire in 1999, who understood what it looked like to be in front of a camera. Martha Stewart will be at the Vault Conference.
what?
So Martha Stewart will be at the Vault Conference. We're
still
excited
looks
about
great.
that. She had one of the best documentaries that everybody talks about, and I'll be sitting down with her, interviewing her at the Vault Conference. A lot of you fellas that want to bring your wives down, just let them know Martha Stewart's going to be there. They're going to want to come and hear and see what she has to say. And then last but not least, the keynote speaker at the Vault Conference that won't be speaking for 30 minutes, not 45 minutes, not an hour, not an hour and 15 minutes. For 2 hours, the one and only Tony Robbins will be at the Vault Conference. Tony Robbins will be at the Vault Conference. So we're excited about it. We're excited about that. This is a very, very big deal because there will be multiple big announcements being made there. Some of you guys are going to get a chance to meet the guests that are going to be there. Having said that, Rob, you can play the clip here right now. If you haven't been to the conference, if you haven't yet registered, go to the Vault Conference, get registered, get your ticket, bring your spouse, bring your partner, bring your other employees and executives with you. Come spend 3.5 days with us at the Gaylord Orlando. And at the end of the event, the people that get CEO tickets, we're shutting down Universal Studios. You can go on Velocicoaster as many times as you want to. You can go on the rides. We'll be hanging out. Literally, we're shutting down the entire Universal Studios at the end for all the CEOs to have some fun. You're going to see 58-year-olds act like they're 16 years old, and we're doing business at the same time, which makes it kind of exciting. Again, go to thevaultconference.com website, thevaultconference.com. Get your ticket. This is by far the most important time for you to not go through this process by yourself. Come network with nearly 12,000 people in one room and take your business and your life to the next level. Cannot wait to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.